Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hold up, I'm trying to.
I can see you and me on the same screen.
Okay, okay. All right, kind of frozen. All right. Good evening. Let's see if it'll show up. Let me see if it's live. It should be. All right. Let's see. I'm sorry. Um, let me go on Facebook to see. Should be. Uh, all right. So we're live on Facebook. Then I'll assume we're live on everything else. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for stopping in today. Um, Happy Monday, everybody. Let me go back. Welcome to KK&S Designs, our fall talk for creatives. We have been starting. This is our first mini live series. We started October 4th, and we will go through November 22nd. And what I do is I invite creatives on business owners, as been women who are in for one person, and I have them come on and talk to me about their business, and just try to get some information from them, and so that it gives people an opportunity to network. So my name is Tracy Folks, and I am the art of KK&S Designs. We are a design studio which specializes in laser cut products for luxury events, home decor, and branding. And this evening, we have the pleasure to invite Miss Imani Bugs. So, good evening, Imani. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I am well. I am well. Let me tell you a slight back end of the story. I have known Imani, well, I guess her and my daughter, my oldest daughter is 23, they went to daycare together. So I want to believe Tajay might have been like maybe one or two. And you're a little older than Tajay. So I've known Amani since she was a little girl. And her mom is one of my good friends. And I know her through church. So it is a pleasure to have Miss Amani on with us. So, Amani, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So, my name is Armani Bugs. I am a esthetician. I right now do lashes, makeup, and facials. Right now, I like to say I specialize in makeup because I've been doing makeup for so long, but I am an esthetician. And my two main businesses right now are my Faces by Armani and my Eyelash Depot.
Okay. So tell us how you got involved in your background. How did you get in? What did you get involved with first?
First, I was just doing makeup. I would do makeup on myself for the longest time, and then I would have some friends reach out and say, "Hey, can you do my makeup?" And at first, I was a little timid, and I didn't want to do other people's makeup because people are very specific about how they want their makeup and their eyebrows to look. But after a couple of people and doing someone's makeup for prom, I started doing makeup like all the time.
And do you enjoy it? What do you enjoy most about doing that makeup?
I enjoy the thing I enjoy the most are the reactions I get. So like after you get your makeup done, when you first go in to get your makeup done, usually clients are a little timid, or they're like, okay, hopefully this girl does my eyebrows right, or hopefully she
Oh yeah.
doesn't doesn't mess me up. I'm not too light or I'm not too dark. But
Right.
the reactions are my favorite part about doing makeup. Everybody usually loves their makeup, and it's a confidence builder. You leave with a different attitude than you came in with for sure.
Ah, great way to put it. When did you start? When
I
was your
started doing
official start of
makeup
business?
I started doing makeup in 2015, and at first I was just doing it as like a side hustle, and then I got more into it full time in 2018.
Okay. What was your purpose of starting the business?
My purpose of starting it was I got so many clients just from doing it side hustle. I just honestly just started to do it full time, and then it became more of a like I want to do this. Like I want to go to the parties. I want people to have my makeup on when they go to the parties. I want to do special makeup for events. I wanted to do play makeup once I got into, I started meeting people in the beginning, and then they would put me on to different events to go to, or invite me somewhere where I could do makeup. And I started to see that you can do theater makeup, play makeup, video makeup, photography makeup. It's just like so many different categories. And at first, I thought people do makeup, only on the weekends. But as you grow, you see that people get their makeup done every day, Monday through Monday. So that's
Wow,
my life.
I never really thought of it. So, do you run your business by yourself? Do you have a partner? How does that work?
So I am my own businesswoman. I do everything myself, or I will like outsource for like graphic design and things like that, or like business coaching. But other than that, I do everything myself.
Oh, how's that come along for you?
It's not coming along. It's a lot for sure. But I like the fact that I can outsource or have someone. I'm trying to build a team now, and a lot of people reach out because they want to be like assistants and things like that. So I'm trying to build a team now so that it could be less hectic on my end.
Oh, okay. What are the advantages of being your own boss?
The schedule for sure. Like, and the fact that I get to pick my clients or choose a client that's good for you. At first you want to take everybody, but
Okay.
after a while you get to work with certain people. You can choose your own clients. Some clients might be harder than the other to work with, so you can pick and choose who you want to work with, kind of.
And what is the biggest challenge other than having a team? Let me caveat my kids are upstairs, so if you guys hear my kids, know, hey, I have a rack of them. So go ahead, Amadi.
What was your question you had?
I'm sorry. What's some of the challenges of doing everything by yourself? I think you said you needed a team, or it would be helpful to have a team.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
things will run more smoothly. Some challenges are just trying to like make sure you meet all the deadlines and everything by yourself, or
Hmm.
just being tired. Sometimes you don't
Hmm.
want to do everything yourself.
Right.
But that's
Right.
a, that's honestly just a
When I started doing this, I do, and for the most part, I do everything by myself. But over the past year, I started to bring people on. I brought in a social media manager, and then I had played around with having some assistants. They did not work, but I did want maybe like around March, I wound up getting a pretty good assistant. She works 5 to 10 hours a week, and then I brought in another person who's a production assistant, where they actually come to my house and they help me do things together, put two things together. She helps me assemble and work on hands on, and she also helps me with my graphic design. And they help kind of, I guess, keep things afloat. I still feel like I need more, but I can attest to how difficult it is trying to keep a schedule and trying to stay on top of things. So, how do you deal with time management?
So now I make sure I put everything in my phone because I'm always on my phone.
Oh,
So if you actually use your reminder app or use your calendar app, it'll keep you, even if you're on the way to the store or you think you're about to do something that you're not about to do. When you get that notification, you're like, oh shoot, I have to do this. So I just make sure I put everything in my calendar on my phone because I'm always on my phone. So even if I don't check a text message or an email, I'll
mhm.
get a reminder or a notification right at the top of my phone. So that's how I do it.
Ah, okay. So, since I know you, I've noticed that you've worked with a lot of big people. So, can you explain to us who some of your celebrities have been, if
So
you would
some of my
like?
celebrity clients have been yes, I have done Tamar Braxton, Keisha Knight Poem, The Brat, Little Mo. I've done her a couple times. A lot of people I've done singers, video girls, and Snoop Dogg. I've done Eric Benet. These guys get like a little male grooming, but I've done them. And I forgot his name, but he was in the Temptations. I do a lot of people, but a couple that I've done it repeatedly is Little Mo. She's like I'll always do her.
Oh, and I've also noticed that you travel. You travel. I think at one point I saw that you were
I go
accepting
back and
clients
forth
in
to
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Explain how
Yeah,
that
I still go
came
back and
about?
forth. So, at first, I would just go back and forth to Atlanta. A lot of my celebrity clients live in Atlanta, so they will
Okay.
always invite me to Atlanta, and I have friends that stay there. So I would go out to events in Atlanta, and
Mhm.
I was going so frequent. I started accepting clients like, okay, I'm going to be here. I might as well work. So I was going back and forth monthly, or I don't even just travel to Atlanta. If someone has an event somewhere or a wedding or things like that, I usually travel to my clients wherever they go. Wherever they want me to go, I'll go.
Okay. All right. That's a great business. I wish I would be able to great business structure. I wish I had the ability to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to California this month. I'm just going to bring
Hmm.
all of my stuff with me. Whereas though that would be a little bit more difficult for me. But
Yeah.
that's a wonderful thing. What motivates you to push through the hard challenges?
Um, Honestly, my mom. My mom, she has her own business. She's an entrepreneur as well. So every time she's like saying she has to go harder and do things like that, it's just like a constant reminder throughout the house. She just always, even if you're success, feel like you're successful and everything's going great, you always want to go harder. So it's like it's never like a dull moment or a flat line. It's like emotions are always you're always feeling motivated, even
Uh,
when you feel like you can't feel motivated. She always makes me feel like you're supposed to be doing this.
that's definitely something to have somebody to push you because a lot of times some people don't have that.
Yeah.
I know that I don't have. Well, it's starting to work. I have a little bit more people now, but in the beginning, I didn't have anybody that would say, "Hey, you know what? You need to push yourself a little bit harder." I've never really had that, so I've always been this self motivator. I believe ever since I was a kid, I'm thinking, okay, if I want to get this or I want to attain this, then I have to do this and make those
Hmm.
particular sacrifices. So, um, hold on one second. All right. Well, then let's go into the concept for tonight is educating and building your business. So
Okay.
I've seen you and watched you since you started the business and as you progressed. Explain to me what is your, well, let me ask this. Tell me the concept behind your brand.
So the concept behind my brand is really just women confidence. Like I want everyone to feel beautiful, no matter age, skin type, gender. I like for people to have confidence. I don't ever want anyone to feel less than or because they don't have this or they don't look like this. I want to
Mhm.
make sure whenever you walk out of my chair, if you leave my chair, if you finish getting your eyelashes done, whatever the case may be, you feel beautiful. If it's your birthday, I want you to feel like you're the star of the night. You know what I'm saying? So mine is just more empowerment and self love and self care. It's really a big deal.
So, in order to be able to fulfill that, you took some classes, I'm sure. You've done
Hmm.
some certifications, especially in order to be an esthetician. What was, why did you feel it was important to obtain that education?
I feel like nowadays it's very important to have. I felt like it was important to have the education because anybody can post. It's social media. We have social media. People can post and do things the same things I can do, but they don't have the right structure, the right learning. They don't know the right sanitation, and it can cause a lot of problems. And people like to be trusted. So I feel like in order to be more trusted, I should go ahead and get the right licensing and certification that I need so that these people feel like, okay, she took the time out to invest in making sure we're okay and we're safe and we are not going to get a pink eye after we leave. So
I never thought about that.
I made sure I did that for them and for myself as well because you never know. You always
So,
want to educate yourself.
do you continue on education once you get? So you became an esthetician, which you didn't necessarily need in order to be a makeup artist, but you
Right,
decided that I'm going to go a step above and I'm going to attach this on to my business as it builds more opportunities for you instead of just staying in one lane. You now
right,
have the ability to say, you know, I do makeup. I'm a makeup artist, but at the same time, I know what is good to help your skin breathe, or I know the different types of skin that you have. Because becoming an
right.
esthetician is not like, it's not an easy thing to
No,
do. One, you have to stay motivated.
yeah,
Two,
for
you have
sure.
to be able to pay for. I mean, you have to pay for it with the certifications. And so with that esthetician certification, did you take any other classes? Like, did you take? Do you go and I don't know what other
Yeah,
courses.
so like I take makeup classes and lash classes as well. So like other makeup artists host classes like for people who they want to teach how to do makeup. I always learn other techniques to stay updated on what's new and current in the makeup world, or even for lashes. Something to make, if let me see what I'm trying to say. If my clients want a certain type of lash style that I don't know how to do, I can learn
Mhm,
from these other girls just to make sure, I can do whatever anyone asks me to do. I don't want to ever have to turn someone away because I don't offer that service. So
mhm.
always learning something new, even though it's still lashes or it's still makeup, it's still a different type of way or a different
Mhm.
technique that I can learn so that, it can appeal to more people.
So if someone comes and says they want black lip liner, and a really black eyebrow, their eyebrows really black, what would be your response? Well, how would you guide them?
I would say, so where are you going? Like, I'm just gonna ask, where are you going?
Go to my
And
wedding.
and why do you want this color? So I'm gonna ask them first, and I'm gonna say, okay, well, sometimes I'll listen to the client, but then sometimes I'll listen to myself. I'll still give them what they ask for, but I'm like, we could do one or the other. We can't do black lips and the darkest eyebrows. You can have your black lips, or we can have dark eyebrows. Which one do you want to do?
Well, and some people aren't able to do that. That is a good thing because you have to give people options and you have to stay within your brand. You don't want, they may post that picture and someone may be like, oh, well, this is the type of work she does. I don't like it. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's good that you're able to have that ability to be able to offer other suggestions.
1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear you guys. Let me
Can
see something.
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear anything.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. You want to hop off and then come back on?
You see me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can see
I
you.
can't see myself. I don't know what's going on. Can I can I leave and come back on maybe?
Yeah, leave and come back.
Okay.
Should be able to use the same link. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're having some technical difficulties, but we have Miss Armani Bugs. She is a makeup artist as well as an esthetician, and we have her on this evening discussing and building your brand. And she's back. Good evening.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm just introducing you guys. If anybody has any questions, I can actually see on Instagram and Facebook. So hello, hello, hello. Somebody, Potato Head, is on here. And Nadine said hi. But what back to what we were talking about? Walk us through the journey from when you started to where you are now. Now you did say that you started doing makeup at prom, but let's get a little bit more detailed. Okay, so you started doing makeup for prom, and then where did it go from there? At what in your journey did you decide that I'm going to go get this education? Meaning more like how many years did it start, and how and to where you are now?
So I started doing makeup in 2015. I went to school in 2019, like 2020, the beginning of 2020, right before the pandemic. So it took me 5 years to understand how much I needed the education and
Mhm.
how it would help me in my career. So it took me 5 years to get started. At first, I was just doing makeup. I was working with these big people with these big names and having these big jobs, but I still didn't have any education. I didn't have any licensing. I just was going with the flow every day. And then, boom, 5 years. I go to esthetician school. The pandemic happens. They shut all the schools down. and then they open everything up. But now it's like if I didn't have the education that I had, I wouldn't be able to do lashes. I would know nothing about eyelashes. I would know nothing about facials or skincare, and I would know nothing about waxing. So I've had that's five different things that I learned to do instead of just doing makeup.
And you started out doing it from home, and now you have your own space in the salon. So that's a big thing as
Right.
well. How did that transpire? Or at
Yeah.
what point did you
Well,
realize, I'm tired of doing it at my house. I really want to do something else. I mean, have another space.
yeah, I wanted people to feel like, I want to offer a luxury service. So me charging this price and then you come into my house to sit in the corner, you're like, okay, I just paid this lady $100 to sit in the corner of her room. So I'm like, okay, we have to up it here. We have to make it look we have to make it more appealing. So I was looking for a place. I met a lady, I known a salon owner, and she had space in her shop for me. So she let me rent out the back of her shop, and now I'm working out the back of her shop. And my clients feel safe. They feel like it's a coronavirus free area because you don't just want
Coronavirus.
people coming in and out of your space and or anything like that, your house, or you don't know what people have. So I'd rather, be safe than sorry working in the salon where it's a bigger space. I can clean, everybody feels safe wearing their masks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was wonderful. So how has your grown over the course from where you started to where you are now? For instance, when I started my business, I was printing my own business cards off of my computer. I remember I made them. Then I kind of went to another, I don't know where I got this ones from. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. When you started to where you are now, how has it grown?
At first, I would do everything myself, like you say, doing your own business cards. I was my own graphic designer. My graphics were horrible. My business card was like so DIY, but like you can do DIY because you're good at things like that. I can't do DIY because I know nothing about that. But now I like outsource, making sure things are more, pleasable to the eye. I guess is what
Yes.
I'm trying to say. But
Mhm.
definitely asking for help. Like my brand has changed. At first it was more like young girls or things like that. I didn't really know what I was looking for. I just wanted to do any and everybody. Now I'm taking whoever wants to look great.
Mhm.
Whoever likes my work, whoever trusts my, making sure I have really good integrity and things like that. My brand has went from very childish and pink and sparkles and glitter to a more mature, logo, a better logo design, a website. I'm not just, just saying, hey, go follow this page or DM me, send me a message. I have somewhere for you to reach me, somewhere to make sure you can get contacted. So it's grown definitely.
And it's structured. At one point, perhaps, I
Yes.
don't know, maybe they had to email you, I mean, not email, text you if they wanted an appointment. Now, in order to book your services, you have to go through the website in order to
Hmm.
book the time, put the deposit down. And it definitely, it shows a level of growth, which is
Right.
always a good thing and is necessary. So, where do you want your brand to evolve in the next 2 years, or where do you want to be in the next 2 years?
So in the next 2 years, I definitely plan on having my own eyelash store for sure, where people can come in and shop. And I want to have a product where everyone's using my product. All the lash techs are using my eyelashes and glues and things like that. So that's where I see my eyelash brand. And for my makeup brand, I see me going more into backstage makeup, more theater makeup, and instead of like event or day to day. I love my day to day clients, but starting to work more during the day. Like I want to be in a movie. I want to be on the credits. I want to be the makeup artist in the credits.
Ah, that's aspiring. That's wonderful. What steps will you take to get there?
So I'm just gonna have to network, go to these events that I'm invited to and make sure I'm putting myself out there all the time and not be so timid and shy or scared to put myself out there pretty much. Because without putting yourself out there, nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you do, and you have to do that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Just working, 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 going to these events, signing up, putting my name on the list, and just putting myself out there.
So, how do you market yourself?
I market myself by making sure I have professional photo shoots for sure. I like to use quality pictures and email marketing. I'll email someone. I'll post on social media for sure, and go to these events that photographers have. Just just networking, flyers for sure, putting things on people's cars, business cards. You have to
Okay.
make sure you have those things.
hmm What, as since you well, you mentioned that you've grown in terms of where you started at. I mean, again, you are young, so how you said you started off? I guess hold on. Let me get back. You said you started off with glitzy and glittery, and now you've matured. Do you, as you get older, where do you see? I mean, you did say you wanted to get into movies and doing those types of things. How has that affected you? Meaning, I guess your age. So when I was like 23, 24 years old, I had just gotten out of college. Well, I didn't just get out of college. I can't remember. But either way, I had became a supervisor, and my employees were much older than me. And it was difficult in trying to exert my authoritative position, not, and getting them to listen to me and getting them to kind of respect me, until eventually I'm like, well, listen, I'm the supervisor. I might be young, my age, you might know my age, but that has nothing to do with my abilities. How have you been able to handle that? As far as people trying to push you around, because, some people, they will try to push you around. And if they think that you're young and you're little, you're a little thing, how do you handle that?
So at first, I used to let things slide or like, not say anything or not speak up. But now it's like I've learned how to get what I am going to work for. What am I
hmm
trying to say? I've learned how to say what I need to say without being aggressive or without having to put someone in their place. Just like being passive aggressive, like, hey, da 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 da, da
Right.
da da da. Like,
hmm
I know what you're doing, but you're going to listen to me. Okay.
hmm
So
hmm
I've learned how to I got my passive aggressive speech down packed. I think I learned that. It took
You
me a
should have
while, but at
already
first
known that.
I know, right? But I didn't. I know it, but sometimes you don't want to ruin an opportunity or feel like
Right.
you're ruining an opportunity if you say something or if you speak up. When no, you can speak up. You can say things like this. You can
Yes.
do those things. But at
Yes.
first, just building that confidence to say something.
And it has to be done. I know. I mean, even now, and I don't and even think it's the age. I think some people will try their hand to see. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Some people will try their hand to see what they can do. And I know people might be like, well, why does she have a makeup artist? I have a makeup artist on because she's a business owner and she is a creative. And this is the whole purpose of this. And I wanted for everybody to be able to see that it crosses disciplines, all the different conversations that we have. But I mean, I'll have people that try to push me around. I'm like, wait a second, you're not going to push me around. And you have to stand your ground. You have to say, listen, this is not going to happen. It was a little incident where I had good evening, good evening, good evening. Someone had said, "Oh well, I'm going to keep something." I'm like, "No, you're going to give me my stuff back." like we discussed, we're not doing these games. So it is, you stand your ground, not to definitely be rude, not to be nasty, but this is a business. I'm not. This isn't. We're friends and we can just pass everything on. But this is a business. I came here to do a business. Have you ever had any experiences where things just kind of went haywire for you at an event?
Not at an event, but definitely at someone's house when I first started doing makeup. I was a traveling makeup artist, and I went to someone's house to do their makeup. They booked me to travel. They were 40 minutes late to their own house.
Mm.
When I got in the house, there was cats everywhere, and then their daughter was allowed to play in my makeup while I did their makeup. So it was like a lot going on in that little 2 hour
How
session.
did you handle
It was a lot. I was sneezing. I honestly, I said nothing. I said nothing the whole time. I said nothing. I just did the makeup, and then I took the money and I sent the text message. and told them like my passive aggressive speech, and then because it was nothing I really could do there, either just walk away or have an attitude and we can get into a fuss at someone else's house. But I just said nothing. I just was so in shock that this was going on. I just think I was more in shock. And then once I got out of shock, I sent that text message and never had an experience like that again.
Well, what is passive text message?
It's a secret
Text message?
formula.
Oh, well, I respect it. I respect that you said something. I mean, because everybody cannot handle certain things.
Yeah.
It can be difficult if you're not used to it. So I'm used to. I mean, I grew up with my father. You see, my brother. I grew up in a household where it's not. We don't know how to be passive aggressive, but
Right.
and it is difficult when you're like, I can't believe this type of stuff is happening. Because like, I wouldn't let my child or this person does that, but everybody does things differently. So,
Right.
you got your point across. And did you ever win again?
Yes, I did actually. Multiple
Oh,
times.
oh, okay. Well, that passive
So it
aggressive,
wasn't bad.
right? Well, that helped. Maybe that helped, and they were like, okay, I thought I could run over her, but I guess that I can't. So that was good. What was I about to ask? Uh, Hold on a second. I had my brain just forgot. Um, so what is one of the funnest things that you've done
I
thus
think one
far?
of the funnest things I've done is being on Play with Snoop Dogg. I think that was a very eventful thing for me. I got to be backstage for
How
the
is he
first
as a
time
person?
working on it. He's like
How
super
is he
cool.
like?
He's just so he's cool. He's fun. He's a big baller personality, but he's so like chill. Like he's so like just
He's
chilling.
probably hot.
Definitely. But he's so much fun. He's like ready to get to work. He's like, where's the makeup artist? Where's the hairstylist? Like he's so
Oh,
like he enjoys his job for sure.
oh, good, good. And you said being backstage. Was that the first time you were backstage? That was when you were on Set It Off. Was that it?
No, that he had a
Because you
redemption
you
of a
were
dog
you
play.
did
I
Set
was
It
on the
Off.
set
Were
it
you
off
there?
play as well. I did set it off play
Okay,
twice, and I did the Snoop Dogg one.
okay,
The one time he had his play.
okay. And that was exciting.
For sure.
So, tell us about advice. I guess let's go to the advice. What advice would you give someone who wanted to start in? We'll do as a, and then we'll do a business. Give someone that wanted to get into becoming a makeup artist.
I would honestly just tell them to start with themselves or take a class. Like you can find a makeup artist that you like or that you think you like, and if they offer classes, definitely take a class. They'll teach you how to do makeup the right way you want to do it, and then some makeup artists even offer business classes. So they'll teach you how to start the whole setup for your business, and they'll teach you how to do makeup. So definitely take a class and
Hmm.
watch a couple YouTube videos. Go to school. Like
Hmm.
just get the education you have to learn. If it's something you want to do, you have to learn how to do it. So just go learn how to do it. Hello.
For some, not necessarily your age,
Oh,
but anybody that wants to start a business, advice would you give to them?
as a business owner, I would definitely tell someone to make sure you have your put a business plan together. Like it's easy to do the actual job or the actual
Mm,
service, but a business plan for sure is going to take some time, but definitely put a business plan together. You need something to motivate you, to keep you on track, to make sure you're going the right way, to make sure you get everything done the way it's supposed to be done so that you don't have to come back and stress yourself out. But you definitely start with a business plan.
you know, even though I I know everything about a business plan. I did not. I mean, I was so hesitant, and doing it, it just would block. It would. I want to do everything. When I started doing here, but when I started, I thought a business plan would limit me. It would just tell me what I couldn't do, and I couldn't go here. But then, as I was forced to do it, to be in this class that I was in, which I did not want to do, I was so against doing it. But once I did it, well, actually, I had to take another class too. I took two classes. The second time, I was more funneled, more focused on, okay, now I truly understand. I just didn't want to do it. But when I did it, it helped me say, okay, you know what? Let me go back to my business plan to look at where I am and where I want to go. Let me go back and really, hello, that's my oldest brother, Troy. It allowed me to go back to say, this is what I'm going. This is where I am, and this is where I want to go. You could take that business plan and then pass it on to the bank if you want to get a loan, and it's not that easy. But you can't. But it helps structure you. It helps guide you. So you can also take that business plan as you proceed with your business and say, okay, in year one, this is where I am, or was, and then in year 5 or 6, this is how it has evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that for the future, you want to get into more movie design, man, that I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, yes, ma'am. The connection,
Okay,
I
can you say
guess.
what you were saying again? Yeah, it went all the way down to red, the connection. So
I'm,
I think I'm back.
I said the esthetician. Okay. So for the makeup, to you want to be in movie portion. Will you have a line of skill? Will you do anything like that?
So, no, for esthetician, I'm actually doing the lashes. Lashes are actually going to become
Okay.
it's actually going to be required that you have an esthetician's license coming up, like in the future, it's being talked about to be able to do lashes because there's so many bad things going on where people are putting, you can go blind if you have the wrong glue, the wrong lash tech, someone who doesn't know what they're doing. I've had multiple clients tell me horror stories that can actually damage their eyes permanently. So it's going to be required in the future that you have an esthetician
Oh,
license to be a lash tech. So that's what I'm going to be working on. That's why I'm saying I hope I have my lash business, my lash store, because it's going to be a lot of lash techs coming out in the near future. It's like expected, the business is expected to grow like 200%. So it's going to be, that's where I'm going to be looking into. Like the whole cosmetology business is expected to
that's
grow
smart.
like
So you also, as a
200%.
business
Oh, sorry, it was breaking up again. Let's see.
owner, until I wanted to be a cosmetologist, I have wanted to do hair, but I saw how long they had to stand up, and you know, head. And all. How long is your
Yeah.
day? Like, what type of day? Like, what is your normal average?
So my normal average day, I try to do at least 5 clients a day. So each client, if I have a
Okay.
lash day, let's just say it's a Wednesday, a Women Crush Wednesday special. I run on Wednesdays. I'll do lashes only on Wednesdays all day, no makeup. So each client is about an hour and a half. So I have wake up in the morning, start get my first client. That's an hour and a half each client. So I'll just work 5 clients, then I'll have a little break and be done. Or sometimes my days are even spread out to where I'll have 3 clients by 12, and then I'll have a break from 12 to 4, and then from 4 to 7, I'm back in the shop. So it's kind of like a weird schedule, but um, it's a each average is about an hour and a half. So it's never too long they're there. Or if I have a makeup client, they're just in and out like an hour. I don't
Oh
like to make
wow, that
people
must
wait.
be.
Some people don't like to be in the salon for a long time.
That's me. I don't have the patience to wait very, very long. I'm kind of impatient, and I do like that I'm able to come in. You're there on time. Matter of fact, you're there before I get there, which is always great. You get the makeup done. It's not a lot. I mean, we've talked, but it's not a lot of. Some people will talk to you while they're working, and they have to stop, which irritates me. But
Yeah, I
it's
can
glad.
talk
I'm
and do
glad that
makeup at the
you're
same time.
right. That's definitely, and you're not on your phone all the time. That is a nuisance to anybody that's a hairdresser or anybody, always being on your phone while you're working. I would have hairdressers stop to do my hair, to be on the phone, laughing and all, eating. It's
That's not
not,
okay.
and it's not professional. And so I do like that about you. Is there anything that you want to add? Anything you want to, throw in there for someone? Well, even about your business. You said on Wednesdays you have. Well, tell everybody what area you're in.
So I'm in the Fort Meade. Located in Maryland. I do service the entire DMV, but I am on the Fort Meade area, Odenton, Maryland, and I work in a salon, hair on you salon. In the back of the salon, I have my own setup where I can do your lashes, facials, and makeup. On Wednesdays, I do run a special. They're called Women Crush Wednesday special. I do lashes for $85, so you can get a full set for only $85. They normally start at 100. So that's my specials for the week. I mean, for Wednesdays.
And they should probably follow you because I know sometimes you have specials for makeup. I think one
Oh
you
yes, I
said just
always run a
post something to
special.
probably follow you. What's your Instagram handle?
So my Instagram is at Faces by Imani. That's the name right here, Faces by an IMANI. And then my eyelash business is Eyelash Depot, the letter I, and then lash LASH Depot DEPOT, like Home Depot, but the Lash Depot.
And I will bring this into my arena. So when I would go to events in the beginning, I would just be there to work, and my focus is always on work, 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 not how I look. As I started going to more events and I started to see, you know, other people, I'm thinking, okay, everybody's all I'm kind of looking homeless. It is extremely
Yeah.
important to have that done. I recently did a few photo shoots for my birthday. I did a makeup session, and I don't wear a whole. I'm just always like, I'll be fine. I'll put a little foundation on, but for my birthday, I had gotten my makeup done, and she did such a good job. And I've had it done before, but she did such a good job that I was like, you know what, I need to do this more often. And then I had back to back photo shoots, and I just understand how important it is, especially for those that are event planners. For those that are watching, those are anybody that's on Instagram. I'm on live, a little bit more, but I was not always more to have that done. And I know that she's local, so I know that I can just make sure I'll go and book her, and I leave out something that's extremely important. Replay. You would like to add? You said.
No, I don't have anything that I would like to add. I think for tips, I think that if you're an upcoming business owner, I think that you should definitely just go for it. I don't think you should be timid or shy or anything like that. I think that there's so many tools out here and there's so many people who want to help you that literally all you could do is join a Facebook group, put the work in, do your business plan, and it's literally just one, two, three, start. Now, it's just the hardest part is staying consistent. Now, the hardest part is actually doing the work. It's easy to get started, but it's hard to stay consistent for sure.
It is. Is it? today I did not want to work. For here, I got home. I really don't do, but I needed it. But then once I get off, I'll go back to sleep. That I don't want to work. It's days that I don't want to do anything. I want the money. So LaTroy Folk says, I am proud of young women of color being entrepreneurial. God bless you. I am glad. Thank you, big brother. I
Okay.
appreciate that. So does Amani. It is extremely important for women of color to realize that they have someone, and it doesn't have anything to do with age. I mean, you've had children that are entrepreneurs, so I don't. In my mind, in my heart, I feel like it's important for us to have someone that we can look up to. So I'm sure people, and when I get home, Amani, I tell my daughter, "Oh, Amani did my makeup," and they're like, "Oh, she did? Can she do my makeup?" I'm like, "You too young. Go somewhere, sit down." But people are looking at things. People are looking at what you do, and it matters. So, just like you see your mom hustling, bustling every day, and you carried that same torch. And my father, carries the same. I can follow his footsteps. So, it's definitely a good thing. Well, we will wrap this up for this evening. I want to thank Amani for hopping on, and it was a last minute because the schedules got changed. But I appreciate you for coming on. Please reach out to Amani for your makeup. You will, as I, continue to go out and show my face more. Just believe she has been the one that has been doing my makeup. So thank you so much for coming on with me this evening, and that's it. Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
for inviting me. Thank
You're
you.
so welcome, and we look forward to looking at and following your journey, Amani. I know I do.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Good night.
All right, bye bye. Bye, everyone.